Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome. My name is Erica. I am the owner of the travel agency, thebestvacations.net. And today we are spotlighting our special guest, Karen Mays. She is a healthy lifestyle coach, and she is going to give us a little information about being a client of hers. And she will go through why she decided to join her company and a little bit about her. So, Karen, take it away, my dear.
Thanks,
Answer those
Erica.
first two
I'm
questions.
so glad to be here with you today. Thank you for having me on. Yeah, so I am, like you said, a healthy lifestyle coach. I am also a certified independent Optavia coach. So Optavia is a program that is more and more people are familiar with. And so that is how I coach my clients. And I myself am a client. I'm always a client first. I began my client journey over 7 years ago. I was at an absolute low point in my life, high point on the scale and a low point energetically and emotionally. And I just needed to do something. And I had felt like I'd done all the things and I didn't feel like myself anymore. I'd always carried extra weight. But I was at a point at the back in 2015 where I didn't recognize myself anymore. And so I saw someone I had spoken to in over 10 years posted on Facebook about helping people lose weight. And I knew I had already decided that was where I needed to start because I thought all these things I want to do in my life, I'm not going to have the energy to do them if I don't address my physical health and my body weight. So I reached out and I began my client journey. And I was just amazed as someone who had done all the things or thought that I had, that I was able to stick with it, and ended up losing over 100 pounds.
Wow, that is amazing. I love to hear that. And a little break before we go on, I just want to let everyone who's on, who's watching, we are going to have a wonderful drawing at the end. You've got to stay to the end to get all the details. I will let you know it is for a 3-day, 2-night hotel stay. So that's all I'm going to give you right now. The details are at the end. And now, Karen, let me give you your next question. Okay. So as far as for Optavia, what makes it different from other things that a person may have tried?
Yeah. So what made a difference for me was a lot of things. We have what we call the 4 pillars, and so your personal coach is, which is me in the case of someone who becomes my client, is that one-to-one support system. We're a guide, and that is what I love about coaching, is knowing that I've been there and I can help someone figure out how to keep going, but also what the next step in the right direction is. And so having that one-to-one touch point, knowing that I could send a quick text anytime if I wanted to. I didn't that often, but just knowing that I could, that I had that support there was so powerful. And then if I did have questions, I could reach out, and we had a weekly check-in call. And that was one of the main things I committed to for myself, because I knew that I had a tendency to opt out when I felt like I wasn't doing well. So I said, when I started this, I wanted this to be different. And I said, I'm going to check in with her no matter what. And I've stayed true to that all these years later.
Okay.
So um so that one-to-one touch point was definitely probably the single biggest thing in the beginning. And then as I made progress, opting into the other pillars, the educational system, there's amazing books that our clients receive when they sign up, and that is where the secret. There are no secrets, but the recipe, the secrets, whatever you want to think of it, to creating a healthy lifestyle are really in the educational system. And then the third pillar is our community. So I found community support is also super important to me. And one of the first things I did was go looking for people like me, but who were further down the road. And I found them. And some of them have become good friends now, and they're part of my ongoing support system. And then the fourth pillar is this simple weight loss eating program that we have. We actually have 10 different programs for people who, depending on their personal starting point and situation. So but they're based on simplicity. And so people follow the program, and it really just made it so simple for me that it was that was huge. So, but just seeing that progress happen, starting to feel better, learning to celebrate the small wins, like all of it put together. But if I had to pick just one that was like the game changer in the beginning, it was the one-on-one coaching.
Okay, sounds good. That's amazing. Okay, so as far as exercise goes, because we know everyone, some people like to exercise, some people are, So as far as this whole program goes, do they even have to do it? Can they do it?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked, because there's a big myth out there that you can't exercise while doing one of the Optavia programs. And I want to bust that right now. It's not true. You absolutely can. And so that is one of the reasons why it's so important to have a conversation with someone before, when they're getting ready to start, because some people just want to jump in and, yeah, we don't need that, I'm just going to do it. And but it's so important to have that information to start out with, because if somebody's very active, but they're not seeing the results that they want in terms of their body fat, they're going to probably do a different program than what they think. So I never discourage anyone. If someone's already exercising, let's figure out how to work that in, because it's such an important healthy habit. But if someone's not exercising, we don't start. I don't have them start. Let's just keep doing or not doing what you've been doing. And because really, as most people I think know, but knowing and doing are different things, that when it comes to weight loss, it's mostly about the food. And so let's start there. And then eventually the goal is to work in activity, non-exercise and exercise activity, just to move more. But usually I don't even have to bring it up. Once people are, if they haven't been active, they start wanting to move once they've lost some weight and they're feeling better, they have more energy. So I almost never am the one to bring it up.
Okay, that is good to go. No, that is good to know. So as far as a person needing a coach, okay, so what are the benefits for you being their coach? What are the benefits?
It's really that the mindset, a coach that I know says this program or any effort to get healthier is really, it's 80% mindset, 20% mechanics. So it's 20% what you're doing. Now you got to do the things, you got to focus on the mechanics, you got to be taking action. That's super important. But 80% is the decision to keep going through the days when you're not motivated, through the days when you're feeling discouraged, the days when the scale didn't do what you were hoping it would do. And having the coaching there, and it's coaching, right? It's not therapy. So we're jumping on the phone for, maybe 10 minutes and celebrating some wins and making a plan for something that might be coming up. If someone's maybe traveling or they have a celebration, talking that through. And so it's really taking all the things out there, the people that we're dealing with, and saying, okay, how are we going to prioritize your health through this next little bit of time? And then we're going to talk again next week. So we know we can do it in small amounts.
That's good. That's good to know that you're not alone in the process, that you will always be there from beginning to end to middle to back to beginning if necessary. That is wonderful. Okay, so there's a part of following directions in the whole weight loss. I understand that, and then you will help with those directions, of course. But what are these feelings? What are the feelings?
So the feelings are they're foods that are made by Optavia with a certain macronutrient profile that is going to help people keep it's going to fill you because it has a nice amount of protein, a balance of carbs and fiber. So it's going to be satisfying, but you're eating every 2 to 3 hours. So these are not meant to be, large amounts of food. What they do is and there's lots of different tastes and textures. I think we have over 70 taste and texture fueling. So there are bars, there are shakes, there's oatmeal, there's cereal, there's lots of different ones. But what's kind of cool is they're all interchangeable. So you can pick the ones that work best for you on a certain day.
Okay.
And I think there are a lot of reasons why they're so effective. From my perspective, when I was starting as a client, they just simplified everything. I was overwhelmed. And so I, it really cut down on the number of choices I needed to make. And that was a tremendous stress reliever.
Okay.
And then as a coach, makes it super easy. It's if I know that if my clients are following the program, and they're sticking with the guidelines of the fuelings plus the lean and green. So there's at least one whole foods meal that someone is having every day if they're following one of our programs. So that is, it really just allows us to get straight to what was getting in the way. Like for me, it brought so much awareness to what was pulling me, to eat other things, because I'd have a craving, and I realized, oh, that's because I didn't get enough sleep last night, or I just became so aware of when I would have taken a left turn,
Mhm.
but I decided not to. But just having that awareness of what was different, it allowed me to really focus on the things that had been obstacles that I didn't even realize were obstacles in the past, because I was so focused on what am I going to eat. um, it was, that became the thing. And so it just freed up so much mental space for me.
Okay. So then you're going to basically help the individual find the right program that's best for them. Now, do they get a cheat day in there?
We don't do cheat days.
Okay.
First of all, the word cheat, we try to not use that word,
Okay.
because it has a certain connotation. And so I like to help people without being, too nagging about it, but to guide people to try not to judge their food choices in good or bad, or I ate this, that was good, that was bad. It may have tasted good or tasted bad, but it's not a reflection of who you are as a person. It's not a reason to beat up on yourself. It's a choice that you made. And so but it was actually a tremendous relief to me, is that our approach is basically everything counts. Like there aren't free foods, there aren't free days, cheat days, things like that. It's so it allowed me, I don't know, in the past I would have found myself doing all this sort of background calculation, like, okay, so I did this today, so therefore I can do that, and that's just kind of erased. So
Okay.
when you're focusing on the day to day, now, do people have days where they're not following? Of course. This is not about perfection. But it's so that, and that's part of the journey, right? Is having that and then recalibrating, restarting, and recommitting, and staying engaged.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I have two more questions before we end. Okay. So that one of the two is, how long do I have to do the program? And then what happens when I hit my goal?
So it's kind of a 2-for-1. It's textbook person jumps on, they follow the program until they reach their goal on the scale, and then they transition. We have a transition phase, and then so there's that sort of in between phase where you're coming out of weight loss, and then we transition. We have a 4-week transition process, and then you enter healthy eating for life, or optimization. And so that is how it works. And so it's safe to follow the program, would it be the program being the one that's right for you, until you reach your scale goal. So did that answer your question?
It did. It did. Thank you very much. So this is good information. Anyone who is interested in becoming a client, you will have one-on-one help for all of your needs. And to wrap all of this up, like I said at the end, now we are going to go over the information for being included in the drawing. So anyone and everyone who decides to call and schedule a Discovery Dream meeting with Karen, she's going to leave you with her information, and we'll have it below somewhere. You will be able to be included in that drawing, and that will take place on February the 10th, I believe. And then Karen will also leave the details on the last time her appointment, the last appointment she'll take so that you're included in the drawing. So I believe we have that at the 9th at 8 p.m., but we'll get all the details for everyone. And any closing thoughts that you like to share?
Yeah. So I think thank you for that amazing drawing opportunity for people. And the Dream and Discovery call is just a chance for us to talk, and I can hear about your goals, and there's no pressure. I'm looking for people who are looking for me. And so it's I love to partner with people. To think that I get to help people with this after my own struggles in this area it brings me so much joy, and I love it. So and I love to help people discover their inner motivation, the fire that they've been looking for. So it's a really, really fun conversation. And so yeah, I look forward to it. So I'll put my links in the comments, but I'm pretty easy to find. I'm at Coach Karen Maze. Maze is Maze on Instagram. Pretty easy to find on Facebook too. And I'll of course put all the links in the comments of this video.
Awesome. Well, amazing. And thank you for everyone who has taken their time to watch our information, and looking forward to putting your name in that drawing.
Yay, I'm so excited. I wonder who's gonna win. Thanks, Erica.
All right, you're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.